What's up YouTube? Luke the window cleaner. Brianna.
Hi.
Today we are going to be going over our top 5 overhyped window cleaning tools.
Now this is just our opinion. Some of these are kind of quality control issues. Some of these are just preference issues that we have with the tools. And so no one's told us to say any of this stuff. You don't have to agree with everything we're saying. We're just me and Luke.
Yep.
That's it. No one else.
Because there's some tools that we're going to cover that I personally know other window cleaners that love these tools.
And are great with them.
Yes. First up is actually the Wagtail Highflyer. I know that Steve-O and Fluff Daddy are really good with this tool. Oh, and our friend Mike Nichols and Jordy. Oh, Jordy, yeah, he loves this tool. There's so many guys that love this tool.
But for the way we clean windows and from our experiences with it, it's not as hot as we thought it was.
I hate it. So this is the Wagtail Highflyer. I stopped using all Wagtail tools just because it doesn't seem like we can get one Wagtail that we don't have to do some kind of modification to make it work the way we want it to work. Usually it's how the pad attaches to the tool, and it's the pad itself. The way we clean windows, we don't like to carry the bucket with us unless we absolutely have to. And when you're using those Wagtail tools, you almost have to wet down that pad like every other window, if they're big windows, to really get a good wash on the window.
Now that is where it goes back to like preference, because I know like Jordy uses squirt bottles, so he'll squirt down all of his windows and then he'll use the Highflyer, and it works just fine for him. For us, no.
So this Wagtail, I actually did modify. I sewed 2 Wagtail pads together on the Highflyer here. So, and before I did this, I noticed that the catch here, there's a little nipple right here, and once it wears out, it doesn't really want to catch the tool because it's supposed to lock in place there. So once that wears out, you're kind of screwed, and it will wear out because it's plastic against metal. So obviously the more it flips, the more it's going to wear out. The other downside to the tool is you're really stuck with a 45-degree angle. So that really kind of forces you to be closer to the window. It's not great in all situations, kind of versus like other tools, say like the accelerator, where you have an option of changing the angle. Now don't get me wrong, the accelerator has its own problems, but I would still choose that tool over this pivoting tool.
The next tool that was really overhyped when it first came out would be the Legend channel. Again, this is just our opinion. We were sent the Legend channel and we were using it. Used it for probably about a day, and we're like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, you don't have to detail quite as much. You still have to detail. It's not a no detail tool, but it eliminates some of the extra water around the windows. Like, we liked it just fine. And then after we continued using it, we realized like how almost dangerous that tool is because of how sharp the ends were. So you could very easily scrape the frames of the windows, and if say you had an accident and you came in with the tool at the wrong angle, you would take a chunk out of that window. You could very easily. So we filed ours down so they weren't so sharp, but still it just didn't make sense to use them anymore. We did make them, let me finish it out.
Oh yeah.
We did make them a video. You know, we're really appreciative whenever people send us tools to try out. The Legend was one of them that we were sent, and he actually sent a second round with like Luke the window cleaner's face on them, and
that was really cool.
He gave me one with cats on them, and like there are a lot of people out there who really like the Legend. We've given some away, and people used them, people liked them, just for us and for our style of window cleaning, because you see how we clean windows. We use a two-handed technique, and so we're kind of going pretty fast. And with those sharp edges, the frames and the gaskets around the frames, it was just like we had to worry about it too much. So,
and remember, it also kept getting on like uneven uneven sills. It would jump and skip a lot.
Yeah, we clean a lot of older buildings, and so whether it be wooden frames or whatever it is, if they have like silicone around the window to keep it in, it's kind of uneven. It was just a mess, where with the NRA Super Channel you don't really have to worry about it. So it's not like it's a bad tool, it's just like everyone was like, oh, look at this, and you know, we're part of that too, because people give us tools and we're like, look, we got it, look, this is what we have, you know.
Yeah.
So we're excited about it, but in the end we don't use it. So the next overhyped product is 100% my fault. I overhyped this. I wouldn't even say overhyped it. I hyped this thing up because I loved it. You guys probably already know what it is. It's the Moerman sleeve. I hyped this thing up. The OG is bad ass. And I would 100% still recommend this product if they hadn't switched it. We talked to Moerman before we filmed the review video. We let them know what was coming their way, so it's not a shock to them. But I loved this sleeve. They changed it. If you want to see that video where I address the entire problem with the sleeve, I think you can click the little eye.
That'll be on one of the sides.
And it'll take you to that video. Since that video, Moerman commented on that video, and they said, you know, we put the double-ended scrubbers because people asked for them. I get that. I could have dealt with that, but I don't think anyone asked for cheap Velcro. No one asked for that. If this was the same quality sleeve, 2 scrubbers, same Velcro, I would 100% recommend it, and now I do not. You can see back here in the back, I have supported them. I've given them a lot of my own money because I love them so much. Loved, past tense, love them so much, and now I do not recommend, do not purchase them, otherwise it'll go in a week.
The only thing I wanted to touch base on when I kind of rewatched that video on the Velcro part, I just want to make it perfectly clear. Well, hell, it's actually ripping off of the pad now. But the biggest problem with the Velcro is that when it doesn't stick correctly, you end up with the sleeve coming apart and flopping around on you a whole lot. So that's the biggest issue with the Velcro. When I saw that, it almost makes it like when I edited the video, I think I did a bad job and it came off like, well, the logo isn't very visible. That's not the issue. The issue is that
it's thin.
Yeah, and it doesn't stay together.
If you look at the one on the Unger, which is what I've been using. Oh my god, it's so wet. If you look at the Velcro on the Unger, this stuff stays. I mean, it's
very high quality.
It's hard to rip off, even like to get it off. Like, this is high quality Velcro, and that's the way it used to be, and then they changed. So this is what I'm using now, is the Unger. I'm not in love with it. It carries less water, but it's gonna last a bunch longer. I'm gonna keep exploring until I find a good one, and then I'll tell you guys. What to buy.
We'll hype that one up then.
I will.
The next on our list is a water-fed product. This one was hyped up, and especially by Tucker, it was hyped up a whole lot, was the over-the-head rinse bar. And I think the over-the-head rinse bar from Tucker was really brought to the market because of the popularity of Reach It's over-the-head rinse system, which there's tons of complaints about that too. Just search on Facebook, tons of guys complain about the over-the-head rinse bar at Reach It, just like exploding and breaking and not working correctly. And there's a point to this because it's made out of plastic. Now, the point I think that Reach It made theirs out of plastic is because I think it's a smart move, because if it's that close to the glass, I don't want something metal being that close to the glass. But I think it was cheap plastic and it breaks a lot, and it's just inconsistent quality from what I understand. Don't know, I've never owned one. But Tucker comes out with an aluminum over-the-head rinse bar, which I think is really ridiculous. I don't know if this is a cut cost. I don't know if you guys know much about manufacturing. I don't know very much, but I do know that injection molding is very expensive. It's insanely expensive. So I would assume, I'm sorry if I'm incorrect on this, but I would assume that an aluminum rinse bar is cheaper to mill than it is to get plastic rinse bars with injection molding. So Tucker rolls out with the aluminum over the head rinse bar. We gave it a shot. and we instantly saw several issues with this product.
We didn't even film a video on it because we didn't have anything nice to say.
Number one is that if you're running an RODI system like the Zero Pure, I was having pressure issues.
And we had never had pressure issues before.
No, I've talked to a lot of other guys. They said they didn't run into the same problem. We used the over-the-head rinse bar at multiple houses that day. And by the last house, I was like, screw it, I can't do this anymore. Because what was happening, the water was not making it over my bristles. So it was just like barely pooping out there on the bristles. So I'm not getting enough water for a really good rinse. Now, you do have to understand, using overhead rinse bars is very different from using the, I guess, like inline jets on a normal water-fed brush. So there's a different technique to it, but still, I wasn't getting good results. Number two is that and I just want to say that I did switch over from RODI to DI only, and I was still having issues, and we did this at multiple homes, so I can't just blame the one home's water pressure. Number two is that it's made out of metal. You have a big piece of metal hanging off of your brush that at sometimes it's just within inches of that glass.
And if you use the DA Components bronze wool holder, where you're flipping your pole back and forth a whole lot, and say you have the swivel on,
oh my,
it's just a recipe for disaster there.
It just seems really dangerous, and it doesn't seem like a good design. Now, given Tucker has gone back and they came out with a plastic over the head rinse bar.
And I'm pretty sure if you bought the metal, you got sent the plastic one for free. I'm pretty sure he did that.
Which is pretty cool. But
still, it's like metal, plastic.
They've kind of, on over the head rinse bars, as of right now, because I know this could get thrown in my face down the road, but I'm just not interested. I prefer rinsing with the jets inside the brush. It's just my personal preference. I don't particularly care for the over the head rinse bar. And I know that there's some benefits with it when it comes to rinsing without removing the pole from the, without lifting the brush from the glass, and also for hydrophobic glass as well. But I just didn't care for it. So, oh, Gunslinger. Let's do the Gunslinger. We're doing that one together.
And you need a mint.
My breath is bad.
So the last tool on our list would have to be the Gunslinger. Unfortunately it was really hyped up. I was excited about it, surprisingly enough, even though there was a lot of stuff going on that was not great for us. I was still like, I want one of those. And then when we finally got one, I was pretty disappointed. Not in the actual tool, or like the idea of the tool was amazing, and unfortunately the cheap products used just really ruined it for me. You can't have a leaky bob in a house. You can't do that. You can't, it was extremely large for me. The small would have been too small. And really just the leaking issue, the falling apart issue, it was just really too bad.
And it was a pricey product too, which we don't mind spending money on good products. Just like as a window cleaner, you want to charge good money for your services, and we're happy to spend good money on good products. But at that price point, for what we got, we kind of felt ripped off. Would you agree?
And I would say again, I think the idea was really exciting, and I have no doubt in my mind that what Richie Blue made was great. But when someone else takes a hold of that idea and cuts corners, it's really too bad.
Just like the Tucker rinse bar, I think we won't be interested in purchasing any more Reach It Gunslinger or Gunslinger versions. I don't care if it's 1.1, 2.3, 4.4. They've kind of lost our confidence in the product line.
Well, let's be honest here. We weren't going to order from Reach It at all.
No.
We do not support that brand. You will not see that brand on our channel.
No. The number one thing I think that it all comes back to when we talk about brands that we do support and products that we support, the most important thing, in my opinion, even besides the product, is the customer service that stands behind that product. And that's a very, very important thing. Knowing that if you did order a new product that came to the market, or any tool that is on the market, that if there's any issues with it, either quality-wise or it doesn't perform to your standards, that you're going to have a company that stands behind the product and they're going to make it right with you. And I don't think there's one company that we have mentioned in this video that doesn't do that, except I would say that I've heard rumors online about Reach It and some questionable customer service issues that they've had with the product. So that's another reason we do not stand behind the Reach It line.
And he called me the B word.
He did call my wife the B word. That's not a rumor, that's a fact.
Fair, but...
Fair, you are not.
But also rude, so...
Shame on you! Shame! Shame!
Again, these, like I said in the beginning of this video, these are our opinions. These are, I mean, half of it's our fault. We overhyped, like, you know, some of these things.
Some of them, yeah.
And it's just how YouTube works, really. You make a video for something and everyone's like, I want it. And then, it, you know, you end up playing with it for a while and you're like, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. So, again, this is just our opinion. If you use the Legend channel or the new Mormon sleeve and it works good for you, that's great. It's fine. Like, I don't care.
If you use a Highflyer and you love it, which tons of guys do.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's just our opinions, tools that we got and we were disappointed with.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. And if you love our content, you like what we do for the window cleaning industry, and if we brought value to your business and what you do on a day-to-day basis, please visit our Patreon. It's a really cool place that you can help support what we do and ensure that we keep creating this content for you guys.
And we are doing bonus videos over there. So we put out one video every week, so that's about 4 a month. Now with the Patreon, we're going to be doing how many videos a month?
1. To start off with 1.
We're going to start off with doing an additional video over there a month. So, you know, just a couple bonus things. You can go through it and kind of see what it has on there. But yeah.
Yeah, we would really appreciate it, guys. Hang on 1 second.
Hello. Hello. My name is Barbara.
May be out of date or incorrect. If you're the business...
Do you guys get slammed with these robocalls? Ugh. All right, well, that's it. Be sure to like the video, share the video with everybody you freaking know, and subscribe.
Who will be the 10,000th subscriber? Who will?
We should do something really cool for the 10,000th subscriber. Like a big shout out.
You can come work with us. You can take a whole route. We'll box you during the day, you know? You just take your own route, help us get caught up on work. That'd be great.
That would be cool.
We'll do that for you.
We'll allow you to come work with us.
For us.
For us. For free.
I'll pay you like $10 an hour. The minimum
Dang.
wage. That's like minimum wage now.
Somewhere, yeah. Dang, ran us generous. All right, guys, we gotta go and continue working, so. Bye-bye.
Bye.